Verzuz has captured some of the greatest, most memorable, fun hip hop moments during the whole COVID, locked up, being inside, not being able to go outside. Now, I got to tell you guys something. I'm from Georgia, so this probably didn't even hit for me the way that it hit for a lot of people in New York. They were locked in, couldn't get out, and then they finally got this. They were able to go outside and they were able to fill this arena and go and watch the ultimate face off, the ultimate showdown between Dipset and Locks. And I remember leading up to, and I'm telling you guys right here, right now, this is one of, it's got to be in the top 10 greatest hip hop moments of all time, at least to me, that I've seen in my lifetime. And leading up to this verses, there was a lot of chatter, mainly because the verses, all the verses leading up to this specific verses were very friendly. It was friendly competition, and then they started to erase the competition from it as it was, and it became just this, oh, your songs are great, my songs are great, let's do this together and show out and have a good time. That's lame to me. I love the competitive aspect of it. I feel like I just got that dog in me, and I feel like one person from the Locks and Dipset all around had the dog in him that night, and he goes by the name of Jadakiss. And listen, I remember all the conversation leading up to this moment. Dipset's gonna beat them. They got too many hits. They got too many hood classics. They got too many, and they were right, man. Like Dipset's got a, oh man, Dipset's got them on deck. That's what I'm gonna say. Between Jewels, Jim Jones, and Camron, hits on hits on hits, anthems, hood anthems on hood anthems. You know, or not. Y'all know that song. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to not get demonetized, but look, all of that is fine and dandy. But one thing that I want to take us back to and reminisce on is why, still to this day, in hip hop, in rap, if you don't have bars, if you don't have performative skills with your lyricism, and you don't sell it like you mean it, it can be a hit, it can be dope, it can be world, like the world can recognize it and say, man, this is good, but it just isn't the same as when somebody's got bars and they bar you to death, which is what Jadakiss did in this moment. And I'm looking at it on paper, and on paper, it looks like Dipset should have won, even before this moment that we're about to get into, which I consider widely and largely to be one of the greatest hip hop moments of all time. If right here, it was the Locks was first, and Dipset went second. So at this point, it's Camron featuring Jay-Z, Welcome to New York City. That should have set that arena off. But a large part of the issue that they had, and that was followed by, after the one we're fixing to get into, it was followed up by Jim Jones balling. But to me, what solidified the win was this moment that we're about to get into. And it was right after Welcome to New York City. But part of the Dipset's problem in this whole verses was it didn't look like they connected with each other. It didn't look like they were still friends. It didn't look like they were tight. They were unorganized. They weren't ready. The Locks showed up ready to go like soldiers. And Jada, at this moment that we're fixing to get into, literally like just, it's almost like he had a chip on his shoulder, like, oh, y'all talking about the Dipset gonna beat us? We're strong, we're united, we're still us, we're still the Locks, I'm still here. Don't these boys live in Miami? There was this whole like, you ain't even from New York, how could y'all be the greatest group in New York? You don't even live here anymore. And it was all this back and forth, and the aggression was getting pent up. The aggression was getting there, and I just can't say it enough. We're fixing to get into it right now. This is Jadakiss performing his verse from Ja Rule, who I can't stand Ja Rule, but he performs his verse from the classic New York and set that arena off. And you gotta think about this. This is, right after COVID, and people are finally able to go outside. And you put yourself in those shoes. What a special moment. Let's check it out.
I'm glad you did it after you already suffered defeat.
You panicking.
And even like going into it, just like, I'm glad you did that. Cool. After you already suffered defeat, they're only halfway through. They still got half to go. And Kiss is like, man, you already suffering defeat.
Drop that shit, Tech.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
New York, the real New York. I'm outside. I don't live in Miami. I don't live in Colorado. Come to my block and see me, my niggas. All of y'all know I be down there. This is Kiss. I'm outside. Always deep block.
I like this.
I got 100 guns, 100 clips, nigga.
I'm from New York.
What?
Here, rough.
Friday D block and shit, nigga. Fuck what you know. And you can't take shit for granted.
Cause life is too short.
You know I got him
Too
checked.
short.
I got 100 guns, 100 clips.
Nigga, I'm from New York.
I swear it couldn't be sweeter. Life's a bitch depending on how you treat her. Might get rich, it's guaranteed you gon' die, but you might get missed. Maybe 2 or 3 hours till they like they splits. And that coke will get you a long time. When I let them know the dope is out, it's like America Online. Wise is awoken, and you know they say that you deserved it whenever you die with your... I still hold a title, cause I'm in the hood like them little motorcycle. Stick up kids hopping out with the old rifles, just doing shit for nothing. And so, I'm just like you, the word that niggas wanna murk you is in the air. Double shot of yak, purple is in the air. And I'm not cocky, I'm confident. When you tell me I'm the best.
That look says it all. And I wanted to highlight this because it came across my algorithm again and it brought me right back to that memory of just this being one of the greatest moments. Like, I had full body chills. And I love it's one of my favorite verses in hip hop history. Y'all are gonna call me crazy, but I love Kiss. And to me, that verse made the song dope because this was at a time where nobody was messing with Ja Rule. Fat Joe is Fat Joe. He's dope on some records, and he killed his verse on this too. And the hook is good. Ja did a good job with the hook. But without Jadakiss, this it's not a classic record. It's not. And like on paper, it was this versus Locked Up by Akon and Styles P, dog. Jim Jones, Certified Gangsters, followed by Styles P, Good Times. I Get High, 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 versus We Fly High, No Lie, You Know This. I don't know. I like on paper, this wasn't supposed to do it. But because he still cares about lyrics, he still cares about presenting himself as a lyricist and constructing himself as a wordsmith and just being better than everyone on that stage at demanding the crowd's attention, demanding their cooperation, and demanding that you either step into bars up or you're getting booed off tonight. This ain't the night for that. This is Versus. I'm taking this as a competitive, you're my opponent. I'm knocking your head off. This is for the crown of New York as the best group from New York. What are we talking about? So Jada really went in and Jada annihilated that. No backtrack, no backup vocals, just him. And I'm not cocky, I'm confident. So when you tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment. And the crowd, listen, the crowd knew that part. I'm a hip hop head, I know that whole verse. But for the whole crowd to sing, you know, when you tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment. That was so New York. And it's another one of those moments. Like, I don't want to live in New York, but it was one of those moments where it was like, man, it's so dope to be a New York cat, bro. Like that. In the same way that like when Jay-Z and Alicia Keys dropped like Empire State of Mind, it just made you feel when you heard that song like, man, New Yorkers are so cool, bro. But I much prefer being in the South, and he ain't doing that to T.I. You know what I mean? So this was just such a monumental part of history and a monumental part of hip hop. And I wanted to go back and cherish it and show you guys that don't know about this because what a moment. And if you didn't watch those verses, like, it was amazing to me, all the hip hop people that said they loved hip hop that I knew, that I had discussions with. I watched every one of these. DMX and Snoop was another one that I loved, but they ended up just sharing this moment together, and it wasn't as competitive as you might have liked it to be. Nelly and Ludacris, that was another one. Nelly couldn't get his internet right. And to watch it just over the course of time grow into this where they're performing on stage against each other. I just think that it was something special, and I wish we wouldn't have let go of it. I wish it still existed. Like, I don't know what the numbers looks like for No Limit versus Cash Money, but they did it wrong, man. It shouldn't have been. Y'all know it should have been different than what it was. And No Limit had a moment, just like Kiss, because everybody said Cash Money's gonna get them out of here. Master P and No Limit stepped up and they did their thing and they killed it, and they had a moment in hip hop as well. But to me, just as someone who loves the competitive nature of hip hop, this is one of my favorite top 10 moments in hip hop history when Jadakiss shut it down with this one. I also love when he raps over Who Shot Ya. Ill. It was just all, it was super dope, and it was super dope to see Kiss get his flowers. So if you didn't see it, you should literally like go watch it in full. You can go watch this whole battle, this whole back and forth in full. It's phenomenal, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Anyways, thank you for nerding out with me, and I appreciate you guys for listening to me spit on this for 10 minutes. But it's just a super memorable moment that I love and I cherish. So I wanted to make a video about it. Thank you. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.